3, 2, 1. Danganronpa.
Konnichiwa, Miami Gamers, Jeremiah, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Today guys, we're in our third freaking class trial, my god. Before I go, I'm gonna give my pet glasses the last time before I leave. They've been loved. Okay, we have to walk now, my goodness. Oh my god! And it's morning though, that's pretty good. Everyone who heard the husband had to gather for a Marco walk. And soon enough, he came!
Welcome!
It's over here! Do you guys wanna go to the class trial? Hey, you fucking jerk right there!
My name is such a dumb child.
You're the dumb child, Malcolm. Don't get in my way. You're just a dumb little sister who's short of few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain works just fine.
Hey!
Malcolm, what do you do with Nakamo? I see, you have come to avenge him. Avenge? That's all he died! Sounds like you said, you say, oops?
Anyway...
Since the guy's unfortunate today, let's just say he's absent.
Bye-bye!
Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't
Hold on. Escape!
Hey!
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nakamo is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years.
Well...
More importantly, it's best we avoid ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nakama will die. Oh, I'm so excited about that!
How about it?
Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing politics justice prevail.
What do you yearn for?
What are you saying, fiend? You'll find out soon enough.
See?
And let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get over this. Yeah, you're right. To the class trial, here we go. If it opens. I'm not gonna worry, it's pretty gross. We step on into the escalator, it's towards the grabbing new amount of Marco's walk, and that's when I suddenly notice. I notice the line of shuttle keeps getting smaller and smaller, but I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward. I know it's getting smaller. That's just sad. And when we inside Marco's walk, it took a big, massive shit. That would begin as deep as usual. But nobody said a word. I'm still trying to figure out who see each other and they would send deeper and deeper. So, Nagato, why are you a creep? I don't know, it's just I like being a creep. Can you guys stop being a creep, please? And when I decided as far as we go, it finally stopped. The entrance door slowly open, almost tussling so loud, light poured through from the one side, aiding the battle of the darkness, and I walk into that place. Oh my god, look at the castle.
What?
Oh, all these empty seats. Two people got killed at the same time and nobody's not here either.
Hey!
Is that not really perpetrating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No!
Why bother?
That's...
Nani?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin. In the beginning of the class, long away class talk, listen to enjoy your heart's content. Oh my god, okay. And so the turn of the class show was about to open. In Bookie World, the ultimate musician, she was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. And with her, when I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to be melted away. Oh, I know, right? Here's Sanji, the ultimate digital dancer. Just from looking at her double face, you never know how much she was actually self-assured from out, but she was trying to change herself and she was supposedly trying to come to terms with Mo's death. The person who killed those two is among us. Just like I played this morning. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or is not able to it, unless I feel the truth, I won't be able to escape from the hell. That's why I must find out no matter the cost. For our sake, For our friend's sake, and for Ibuki and Hiko's sake. Yeah, here you go. And also, the show of the Dark Clash Trial was about to open, and the lively trial blow of hopes and despair has begun! Clash Trial, all rise!
Now then!
Shut up!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
Oh my god, really?
Because I was asleep the whole time.
You're sick, though!
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
Plus, you were sick!
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that?
Oh.
Listen up! The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
True.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I
Yeah.
woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from the symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was
Suicide.
a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I slapped your ass the fuck up.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late.
Yeah, too late. She's already dead.
By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling.
She killed
I thought I
herself?
should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were
Yeah.
also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital.
Tripped.
Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I
Blushing.
heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
Yep.
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how
No.
the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
You're welcome.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Why would I lie?
No, he wouldn't.
Obviously. so you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Oh my god. Yeah. It's just as he said, not sure this kind who just confuses and makes this matter worse. Damn it, I should have explained to neither trouble not thanks to him. Oh my god, why is my son doing this to me? Okay, no, I don't know about the, maybe it's the, it can't be a movie. Maybe it's a Civilians Marvel video. It has to be that one.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
How?
Hajime's testimony is a lie.
No!
The fact that Ibuki hung herself.
No, maybe it's a
That
movie.
would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would
Yes.
Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
No, Chikaki, what
If
did
the
you do?
bodies were imitating the movie, means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Wait, maybe it's Naruto's word. Maybe it's Naruto eating soda. I gotta pick either one.
The fact that the body...
Movie invitation.
No, that's wrong.
That should have been obvious at the start. It took me some time to think. Oh my god.
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
You were testing me?
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Yeah.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
No, it's not.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Oh, Chikaki, you should stop him.
Since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
No,
Like
no.
I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's
That's why the
possible.
killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right?
Yeah?
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
What?
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
Is it because we're dating in secret? Is that it?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
there's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music vehicle obviously thinks it, but is that really it? No, it can't be. It can't. Don't blame Sonya and Kai. There's no way. It's the glove. Glove. Is that the glove from Chucky?
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
Stall from time,
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
No.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Yes.
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
Sonya appeared.
So they look like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The whole time I talked about Sonya.
By locking the door from the inside.
From the inside.
No, that's wrong!
Okay. That was easy.
Wait a second. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
The gob!
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
It seems the glove was probably... It was gum. Nope! Glue.
I see!
My health's going low.
Semi-transparent glob. Must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
How is it obvious though?
I like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
That was close, Chikaki.
No glue was edible. I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yup, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick sound seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me! However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Really?
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Yeah.
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
Yeah.
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
What big scrap of paper was stuck into the bell line in the music venue? It should have been a part of this thing originally. I should have seen what was in the music event. Then I should be able to figure out what it is. That's easy. No, not even gambling part. I hate that one. It was wallpaper, guys.
Got it.
Oh my god. I hate these words. It takes forever to find all the words.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Yes.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
Right. You overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting, tear in the wallpaper. See? It fits perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearance?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that.
Of course.
But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
The scrap paper stuck in the bell line was part of the wallpaper I found in the storage room. And the guy inside a pillar of Hyoko's body? I mean, did the killer use the wallpaper to build the pillar next to the pillar? If I trace it back from there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let me give it a try. So, are we doing the... Oh yeah! This thing again! Time to have fun! Start! Woo! This is gonna be fun! Don't follow like that before! Oh, I'm gonna jump! I'm gonna jump! Oh, okay, I gotta be careful. Oh boy. Be careful. If I catch that... Jump! Wait, what was that? Jump! Speed. Oh, that was a question. Why did his body suddenly appear in the crime scene? It was either hidden, because that's all I could think of. It was hidden. Okay, right question now, right over there. Whee! Okay, slow down. What did the killer use to hide the body? It's either wallpaper. That's definitely it. It was wallpaper. Yay. Oh, it's going too fast, Whee! I'm being careful same time, y'all. Whee! And last question. How did the kid hide the body with the wallpaper? It's either... They covered the pillar? Oh god, I don't want to get the one answer. I swear I better get one answer. One answer. Oh, good. That is it for the trial. Woo! Okay.
It's all coming together.
That was not difficult, as I thought.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yes,
Yeah,
Gundam
by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
A slightly larger
So
one.
when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Oh, I didn't know either!
That's
Oh my god.
understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Yes, Sonia.
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers is to make it look like that pillar.
Yeah.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music room.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
Yeah, they could have.
Going to the trouble of hiding the body and the killer is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
And when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Oh!
Eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie.
Yes.
Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason he answered the truth in the movie, the whole ones think that it was happened the same with what it did in the movie. Because they like movies to mix up the killing order. Mix up the killing order. Because why would they do that in the first place?
The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
Why would you cry though?
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Gundam Tanaka is not a joke.
I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How right. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
No, he's not.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
And stop being stubborn, Gundam Tanaka. My god.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Anyways, if this continues, we're just gonna talk to Suckle. I think it's best if we clear Ibuki's statue when he was killed. Yeah, you better back her up, dude. Back up your girl. Otherwise, the shit will keep going. It was the blood on the soul. That's how we know. It has to be it though.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Yeah.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes! Yes! Sonia, yes!
To the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor.
It was!
But she was like sitting or something.
Sitting? No, she wasn't.
So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Dude!
Weak, I say!
Gundam!
It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Gundam, please stop. I love you, man. At the same time.
Was there any sign?
There's a sign! Yes, there is!
I agree with that.
Yes, there are signs, Sonia! I agree what you said!
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye!
Gundam Tanaka, why you do this to me?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
Yes, it is.
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know.
Sounds kind of true,
You're
but...
so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Okay. I mean, who is Gundam? Because you gotta love him. Oh no, that's 5. I gotta think. This couple of big people, candle, shrugged on the floor.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's
Shrug
belonged to
on the
Hiyoko?
floor. I gotta change that.
Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Okay, that was wrong. I took it back.
Just about 1 minute. Did you see a nice nightmare?
Events.
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes? Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should be
not gonna take it here on me.
It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Retreat? No.
There was no blood on the floor.
You're on.
Cut through those words.
Okay, it was this thing.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
It does.
I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor.
Yeah, look,
where the
guys.
blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
Yep.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Miko, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Yes.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Yeah, kinda
Hey,
did.
if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
What the hell is Boogie then?
Unfortunately, that
Sad.
means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Why Hado?
Nagito, what do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's dead, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
No, she wouldn't.
Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plans.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind.
And what could that be?
Ibuki didn't commit suicide. Just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh? Oh, yes.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Oh, good idea.
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
Kinda?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually right?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
KK. Sonya. Now, got it again. Oh, it has to be either Fujiko, Sonya, or Mikan. Let's start
We
with
can
Fujiko
exclude
first.
the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Deal.
What about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed.
Sonia, let me think about this.
If nobody...
Okay, that took long. It took a lot to expect. My goodness.
Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Oh, you're jealous, you're cocky? You sleep on top of Hajime? How fucking dare you! I wanted to do that one day, but I keep sleeping by myself for no reason.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
Yeah.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel.
What?
I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer has a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Is that a trap set by one of us? If so, then... Ooh, then what kind of trap is it? So, we gotta think about this, huh? Oh, suspend already? Kidding. Well, hello there, Mommy. The best balls will just look tasty today.
Stop it!
The killers need us so hungry off more balls. Here's some chance time. What? What's that? Now that Mommy's appeal time starts now. Huh? Appeal time? Your kind-hearted big brother's gonna give you the chance to Kenyatta. Good luck! Shadow's just who treats you like a red-headed sucker who's boss. Yes, 99. Why are you whining? Your time's only running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 330,000 words so. For so long! It's just be a bold appeal. Come on, if you appear successful, there might be another opportunity heading your way. I'm Mommy's special girl star Yurimi. An itsy bitsy girl who's sweet like milk. Jeez, I thought you said a robot like this was supposed to be the best.
What a
disappointment. What are you talking about? I had no clue whatsoever. Jeez, my throat hurts from reading all that shit. Class show, we open. Wait, where's my? Oh, there she is.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
I know, right?
Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this?
I don't know.
We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead.
I know, right?
No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
I've been doing that a lot lately, Manami. Okay, next episode. Alright guys, that's for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Mouse like button if you enjoyed this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe today for more content like right here. Also, if you have questions, leave comments below. Of course, do you enjoy? I will of course see you in the next one. Bye!